Okay, guys, so I'm going to take you through just a little sneak peek of the course that I've been working on. Of course, with recent events, the timeline has been thrown off just a tad. So I'm kind of right now just reworking certain things to have it ready for you guys, hopefully in a couple of weeks. So this is something I shared a little bit about in Austin last year, but I've since changed a ton of things in the way that I do things. So the way that I'm sharing this framework with you in the course is pretty different than what I discussed last year. So, in a nutshell, the course is going to be a framework that you can use to do it all, essentially. Okay, and do it all in a way that feels manageable, that is just right for you. So, let's see here. So, the end result of this course, once you are done taking this course, is going to be the fact that you have all blog posts, all of your social media posts, all of your pins and emails done for X amount of months. Okay. And I have a little asterisk here because the great thing about this course and this framework is that you get to decide how many blog posts, how many social media posts, how many pins and emails you want to do. And I always encourage sellers to start small if this is your first time doing any sort of batching, because we focus a lot on batching in this course, obviously, to get things done on a large scale. But it's flexible. You can choose however many weeks or months you want to knock off your to-do list. So if you want to go big and do 6 months at a time, which is what I prefer to do these days, I say go for it. But if you just want to try it out and maybe get everything crossed off your list for a month or two, that's always good too. And the great thing is that this is a system that you guys can use over and over and over again. So every time it's, another batch session rolls around, you can refer back to this course and this framework, and it gets easier and easier every time you do it. So it's just a way of crossing off your to-do list so that you have time to do what you want. Maybe you are looking for more time to create products. Maybe you have a project that you've been pushing back because you just can't handle it all on top of your daily to-dos. Maybe you want to use the extra time to spend more time with your family or friends. Or maybe once you have all of these things done for so many months, you just want to sit back and enjoy having nothing to do. Imagine that. It's such a good feeling. And if you're someone who's thinking, well, I'm not really that good at blogging or posting regularly on social media right now, how am I going to get it done on such a large scale? Well, there are many different shortcuts I show you in the course and ways to produce on a large scale with less effort. And it's all intertwined. So when you write a blog post, you are also creating social media posts for that blog post, and everything is connected, and everything has a purpose. And we'll talk more about that in a second. But if you are someone who doesn't blog regularly or post regularly on social media, then this course is especially for you because you can get it all done in a way that's not as painful as having to stare at those items on your to-do list day in and day out and dealing with that daily guilt of, I know I should be doing this, but I'm not. So this is actually just the course for you if you fall into that category. So the way the course is organized is it is broken up into 3 phases. There will be 6 modules altogether. And the first phase is preparing your content, kind of organizing everything behind the scenes so that you are ready to go full force into this mega batching of all of the things. And module 1 is actually designed as an optional module. It's where I kind of show you all of my behind the scenes systems that I use to stay organized and plan for everything. So you can pick and choose from those systems in terms of what you want to have going into the course. Obviously, in a perfect world, having all of the systems nailed down before the course is ideal, but you can always go back to module 1 later and set up all of your systems. It's totally up to you. And of course, I discuss this at length in the course, but it's just a way of setting up all of your systems so that you feel super organized going into everything. So then we move into phase 2, which is planning. why are you choosing certain content? What's going to be most profitable for you? Because let's be honest, we're not just blogging for fun. If we're going to take the time to blog, then we need to be doing it with intention and purpose and profitability in mind. So I'm going to show you how to pick your blog content and how that's going to be woven into your products and your social media posts, so that when you create these things, you're not just doing it to check it off your list. You're doing it to help your business, because that's why we're here, right? And in the planning phase also, you will plan out your timetable. You will decide how many weeks or months of things you want to cross off your list. And again, this is totally flexible and a personalized experience. And I explain in the course how you can make it work for your schedule. We will also be creating templates to make the process go 10 times faster. And then phase 3 is the actual process, right? Going from start to finish, creating all of the things that we have discussed. And it's almost like a roadmap of sorts, going from start to finish. I always think of it as like a board game, the game board itself. You start on the start space, and then you have an end point where everything is done, and it is the best feeling in the entire world. This process, it sounds overwhelming, and I know it's a lot to think about, but by the time you get to phase 3, it'll be easier because of the prep and planning you've already done in phase 1 and phase 2. So with your course logistics, I just want to talk about a couple like formalities. So there, like I said, there will be 6 modules, and they will be released all at once. So you can work on it as quickly as you'd like to, or you can take your time on it. It's totally up to you. There's no like timeline that everyone has to follow together. However, you will be put into a private Facebook group for others who are taking the course, so you can ask questions when you get to certain points. And I will, of course, be in the group daily, doing Facebook Lives on a weekly basis. We'll have some office hours where you can hop on a video call and ask me questions. And I'll be super hands-on within the group, since a lot of the things in the course you kind of have to see to know how to do it. I can't just tell you. A lot of it is showing you as well. So the way the modules are set up is I'll teach an item, and then there will be a follow-up action on your part, kind of homework, if you will. So it's very organized in terms of what I teach you and what you need to do next. Like I said, it's self-paced, so you can do it all at once. You can stretch it out over a couple weeks. It's totally up to you. And I also will provide organizational tools to help you along. Think lots of checklists and organized charts and maps for you to have everything all in one place, so that you feel like this is doable and it's not overwhelming. And I have a lot of digital and paper options as well. So the way that I do things, obviously, it's the way I like, and I'm not saying it's the right way for everybody, but I truly have offered this framework as a course because I believe that it can work for anyone. Like I already mentioned, it is super flexible and customizable. So if you are someone who has all the time in the world, then this course can work for you. If you are someone who is short on time, this course can also work for you. And in the course, I will show you how to make it work for different schedules. But it is so flexible, and that's why I love it, because there's no way to, make an exact perfect plan that's going to work for everybody. But I think this is the closest that we can get in terms of offering a framework and a system that is kind of one size fits all, because it is so flexible. I also love this framework because it's reusable. It's the framework and the systems that I return to again and again and again in my business every time I have to create blog posts or social media posts. And this can be the case for you as well. You learn and adopt one system and framework, and then your work is basically done. You can use it again and again and again. And I think you'll also find yourself using a lot of the practices in other areas of your business as well. Once you start batching and doing things a certain way, I think you'll find that your entire business benefits because of the productivity skills you learn, and just ways to be more efficient in your business. All of those things are really focused on in this course. And third, I love the fact that this is emphasizing function over fluff. We're not just creating blog posts and social media posts to cross them off our list. We're doing it in a way that has intention and purpose and profitability in mind. So you're not just going to publish something just to publish it. There's going to be a reason you choose that blog content. There's going to be a reason you choose that social media post. And it's going to be done easily, but you can rest assured that once it's out there, it's working for you. It's promoting your business. It's making you money. And there's a reason why we choose the things that we choose. So again, we're not just trying to cross off our list. It is a great feeling, and I love checking off things from my list. But that's not the only reason we use this framework. It's to make sure that we are making the best business decisions possible. So I did want to note that because of the recent events, I have tweaked a couple things in this course. So traditionally, when I plan out all of my blog content and social media content, I choose a timeline, specific dates and months, and I choose content that would be appropriate for that specific timeline. So for example, when I was batching my back to school content last year, I chose topics and products to highlight that were specific to that time. So obviously things have changed quite a bit, and now the focus in the course is going to be on creating evergreen content. So I had to unschedule a ton of blog posts and a ton of social media posts when all of this SHIT went down. I've been really purposeful in the way that I am approaching my next round of batching. So what I'm doing and what I'm going to show you in the course is how to create a certain amount, again, it's totally up to you, of blog posts, social media posts, and emails that are evergreen and are not tied to a certain time of year. Because quite honestly, right now, there's a lot of unknowns. We don't really know what back to school is going to look like. We don't know what school is going to look like. We don't know how this virus is going to take its course. So the focus right now, if you sign up for the course for its first launch, will be on creating evergreen material that you can create now and schedule or decide to publish whenever the timing feels right. So you can create everything and wait it out a little bit and see when you want to publish it. But the main fact here is that it will be appropriate content for any time that you decide to publish it. So I do like evergreen content, but we are going like super evergreen for this course just because of all of the unknowns. It's a way that we can be productive in our business without having to also be able to predict the future, because that's just not possible right now. So those are some of the changes I'm making in the course. If you have any questions about the course, you can comment below on this post, and I will be available for the hour that I am posting this video. I'm going to be live in the group, not on video obviously, but answering questions about the course. And then of course, if you're watching this later, you can still comment on this post, and I will do my best to answer within 24 hours. And of course, you can always email me. But I think it's always good to ask questions in the Facebook group, because if you have a question, chances are other people have those questions as well. So that's your little sneak peek. I'm so excited for this. It really is it's been such an amazing turn in my business when I've started using this framework. So I'm excited to share it with other people. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions.